Sorry, can you explain Peshmerga? Because
Peshmerga is Kurdistan army, like Kurdistan forces. So the gentleman is Peshmerga since like 27 years. He has two wives.
Two wives.
Two wives, yes.
Wow. And how many children?
من 6 خلومتر 6 بچوك زلام و8 كش.
He has 8 daughters and 6 boys. He's saying that I was more glad to see the enemy get destroyed.
Why can't we stay for the little things, stay for the little things, stay, fight for the little things, for every little reason we've got. I wanna stay for.
Good morning, guys. Had a pretty good night's sleep in the tent. There was some like wild coyotes screaming, these really loud noises. They come up kind of to the campground and start like yelping over and over again, and then they just run away. It happened a few times. Also, Rekan said that there was a wolf like 100 meters away from the campsite howling, but apparently they're scared of fire, so lucky for me that I didn't get eaten. Also, something interesting, this morning we've heard these loud booms, and apparently that's from Turkish airstrikes on the border, 100 kilometers or so away. So it's pretty close, but we're in no danger here, but you can really feel the ground shake. It's crazy, you know. Going to a town called Amooni, which is like this town that sits on top of this mountain. You'll see when we get there. It's really kind of a unique thing. Alright guys, been driving a couple hours now and you can see the just magical landscapes. But we've picked up a soldier who's actually fought against ISIS in the past and many other, terrible wars. So I'm going to ask him a few questions and Rekan's going to translate for me. We just stopped next to this little lookout point here. So yeah, I'm gonna ask him some questions. He's a super nice guy. He's got a big rifle that's in the car at the moment, and he's got some pistols on his waist and stuff, so he's fully loaded up. But we're giving him a ride to his village. He's been sitting in the car with us for about an hour or so. He's a super interesting guy, so let's ask him some questions. This is Esmat, am I pronouncing that right?
No, Esmat Ibrahim.
His name is Esmat Ibrahim. He's a Kurdistan Peshmerga.
Sorry, can you explain Peshmerga? Because
Peshmerga is Kurdistan army, like Kurdistan forces.
Okay.
Yeah, so the gentleman is Peshmerga since like 27 years.
Right.
Yeah.
بله دو جملة.
He has two wives.
Two wives.
Two wives, yes.
Wow. And how many children?
من 6 خلومتر 6 بچوك زلام و8 كش.
He has 8 daughters and 6 boys.
So he enjoys his job.
Yeah.
بله زور حزم لي.
He really likes
شو ما
it.
هندش من تاي بيجي هندش من ما تاي.
Because he's saying we have a lot of enemies, and I really like to protect my country, and I like to be a Peshmerga.
Esmat fought against ISIS, is that right?
حرب داعش باش داربوي مثلا لقى Peshmerga.
بله باش دار شنگار سحيلو. همه جو باش دون
He had been a part of the of the mission with the Peshmerga. He was fighting there in Shangal and Sahela and other places
الربيعة
and he stayed there for many months without going home.
Okay.
Only staying all the time in the front lines.
And so how far away was that from here?
أو منطقة تندور ليرة مثلا.
Do his wives and children worry about him when he goes away?
أو كاتو دسير شر.
بله
عائلته قلق بونه بوتو.
عاجز بو ناخوشي وترس بو.
Yeah. Of course, it was like a wartime, and they were all like worried about him, and they were always trying to contact him, like he told me before. Yeah.
باز بجيب عم بي خوشحال بيكو دجمن تيبتش ناميني تيرورست ناميني.
Yeah, but he's saying that I was more glad that to see the enemy get destroyed.
Esmat's been working as a soldier for 27 years, and is he going to continue for how many more?
أو 25 سالة بيشمركة.
بله.
حتى 10 سالة دي بيشمركة دمينة.
والله أنا ميني سا.
Does Esmat think that Iraqi Kurdistan is a good place for tourism?
قاعد اسماعيل
بله.
حزدكاتن ككردستان زي هيك باشا خوشة بو سياحته.
خوش عم حاسي.
Spas, nice to meet you. Esmat. Cheers, appreciate it. Thank you for translating.
Oh, welcome.
چینا نیما. بجيب چینا نیما. ويا بله.
Hope you enjoyed that interview there. Absolutely incredible. The full version will be linked down below. But now the gentleman has invited us to his house, so we've stopped. We just had a tea, and now they're just putting on a whole bunch of food. He's got a huge family and a big living area, so we'll go in, hear some of his family and stuff, and it's really amazing. They're just putting on a show, and really nice people. So gonna go in and have some food and experience like this really authentic, just out of the blue. We were totally not expecting this, but this is just exactly what I want to see, so it's amazing.
I love you, Ronaldo.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be all.
Nice to meet you. All right. Bye.
That's easy.
Bye. Nice to meet you. Cheers. All right. Lovely to meet you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Cheers. Goodbye. Bye. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Bye bye. Salam. 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 Salam.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Spas. Bye. Okay. Bye.
طبعا ده السكن.
So that was such a special experience there with the locals. Esmat was the man's name, and his amazing family. Beautiful, absolutely lovely. I took like probably 10,000 selfies. Apparently I'm the first foreigner that has ever been in their house, and they really didn't want me to leave. They wanted me to stay the night. They kept on like force feeding me. The food was delicious. It was like a tomato with bean kind of soup stew mix with like rice, and they baked that bread themselves in a big oven. It's really just a beautiful experience. Lovely people, so hospitable and welcoming. And that's not actually their village. Their village is another valley over. And I know earlier today I said that the airstrikes were 100 kilometers away. They're actually a lot closer. They were just actually in the next valley from where we were. And where we are actually, it's just in the next valley over in that direction. They have a whole village there and a farm, and everything, but seeing as the Turkish airstrikes are happening, they can't live there because people are getting killed, even innocent civilians. So their kids have no work because they can't work on the farm, so it's quite hard there for them to live, so that's really sad. Anyway, so they're living in that house and hopefully one day they can return, but they left, you know, in 1994 or something, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to go back for a long time. But he says, you know, when the fighting finishes, then he would love to invite me back there, and he said, you know, please come back with your family, and I would love to go for picnics with you guys, and just sitting there having that food and the drink with somebody like that, you know, a soldier. And you know, all we see on the news is basically that everybody's fighting and it's all a mess, but you know, there's real people behind this, and I know you guys know that, but to, you know, to really experience it is really puts it on a different level and stuff. Beautiful. Anyway, so now we've come to this area that's just blue water. It's like this really profound blue color, and it's snow melt from up in the mountains. And so we're going to go for a walk along the side here. So beautiful scenery after a beautiful people experience. Bear Grylls, go, go, go. So just heading back to the car, but that was so like unique looking, that waterfall area, and the color of the blue water is amazing. The color comes from the water rubbing against the limestone rocks, and it creates that color. We have a similar thing in New Zealand, that's how I knew that, but amazing colors. Anyway, I got to navigate my way across the sketchy path, look. And then we are going to Amooni, that place I was telling you about earlier. It's like the village on top of the like island mountain looking thing. Anyway, we will try not to fall off the cliff. How cute was that little kid? Anyway, so we've arrived at Amooni, and just unreal panoramic views right now. We're gonna go to another part of the city, and Rekan here is gonna get up the drone, so that's gonna be something special. So we'll head to the other part of the city, and we'll show you the drone shots in 3, 2, 1. The history of the city of Amooni goes back as far as ancient Assyria, and it probably existed even prior to that due to its strategic place on the flat top of a mountain. It was a Assyrian city known as Amooni from 25th century BC until the end of 7th century BC, with the fall of the Guti Empire. After that, it was a part of Achaemenid Assyria. Seleucid Assyria and Parthian and Sassanid ruled Assyria until its conquest in the mid-7th century AD by the Arab Sadia, Iraqi Kurdistan. I apologize profusely for all those words I just butchered, but I thought I'd give you a bit more history. It's super interesting. This was one of the hardest cities in this region to invade just because of its strategic point. It's absolutely fascinating. For hundreds of years, when people tried to raid this city of Amooni, they could not get in because they would just be shot down from the cliffs. Let's get that drone up, guys. So I am in Erbil, guys, again the capital city of Iraqi Kurdistan, and what a day. From waking up in a tent on the side of a mountain after camping, hearing coyotes and apparently wolves around the campsite, to hearing Turkish military strikes, airstrikes in the valley literally right next to us, shaking the ground, and then meeting one of the soldiers and having a talk to him about things like ISIS and Saddam Hussein and things. I mean, you know, these are all the things that are in the news for Iraq, but I think the main thing to take away from this is that people are so lovely and welcoming and hospitable and welcoming into their house and wanting you to stay and keeping, you know, feeding you so much food and beautiful nature, you know, huge mountains, big green open plains, Bentleys, Mercedes, just all this clashing of so many different things. It's really remarkable to see what I've seen in the short time I've been here in Iraqi Kurdistan. Checkpoints everywhere, so many checkpoints, so many military checkpoints, for obvious reasons, for our safety, you know. A big thank you to Rekan for making that trip possible. The last couple days have been really cool. If you want to come visit and go on an adventure similar to mine, then I'm going to leave Rekan's information in the description box below, and you can shoot him a message or contact him and see what you guys can work out. But yeah, big thanks to Rekan for the unforgettable experience. If you want to see that full interview with my friend Esmat, the soldier, the PKK soldier, it's going to be linked below and you can check that out. I learned what Peshmerga means, which is the name of the military here. Persh apparently means before and Merga means death, so that's the name before death, right? So the soldiers are giving everything they have to keep this country its own. Anyway guys, I will see you in the next video, and if you'll excuse me because I have about 30 boxes of rotten falafel to eat. So I appreciate your support, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thank you so much, and as always, please leave your comments below and let me know your thoughts. Peace out, guys.